Hello again, folks, and welcome back to The Evil Within. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different. This is actually post-commentary. For some reason, I don't know if I failed to save the actual commentary from this point, or if I didn't. It's probably my fault, let's face it. So, for this point, the rest of the videos after this are okay. It's just this particular one that had a bit of a sticky wicket, so now I just get to sit back and just observe my own gameplay, which is kind of nice. So I have some coffee brewed for the occasion, and I just get to see how lousy I am at this game. Nice shot, me. Nice shot, Sebastian. Good job. Pinned him to the fence like that. That's pretty fantastic. I gotta see how this works out. Headshot? Oh, of course you did. Good job, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I could maybe do more videos like this. It's kind of nice not having to worry about skill at the time and just, just see how I did. Yeah, at this point, I've actually finished the game. I think there's 2 more episodes after this, and then we completed it. But yeah, there was just this one hiccup, so I'm dealing with it now. Try not to ramble on too much. So this is the sewer level portion of Chapter 14. I guess I would consider this the final half of Chapter 14. The first half was all in the subway, and now we're making our way down to the sewer, where we have all sorts of these goopy, 2-headed monsters. I did know their name at one point, but I completely forget now. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just kicking back. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Bear with me a moment. Damn good coffee, folks. Damn good coffee. Throw the bottle. Do it, Sebastian. Boom! Got his attention, didn't it? And then he's going to saunter his way this way and zap. Yeah. He had that coming, trust me. Yeah, then we do a little sneakaroo under that. Of course we do. Oh, I love this game, folks. Yeah, I mentioned it before. This is my sixth time playing this game. Although it almost counts as 7 when I go back and watch it again as I'm editing and syncing up my commentary and everything. Yeah, it's kind of funny that way. Oh, you're in a pickle here, Sebastian. Be careful. I hope I didn't say anything too witty during the initial playthrough, because I hate to have missed out on it. I know that earlier in the day I was really stuffed up, so you would have noticed if I, was not an idiot, if I had actually saved my commentary, you would have heard that I sounded pretty nasally, actually. I was a little stuffed up. Thought I was maybe getting a cold, but right now I feel fantastic, so, hey-ho. Good kick, Sebastian. I guess I could try to read this. No word from Myra since I received the packet. I'm afraid to take this evidence to my superiors. What Myra is suggesting is horrifying and may reach corridors of power beyond my reach. But the evidence she provided is enough to convince me that Lily's death was not an accident. They finally accepted Myra as a missing persons case, but refused to involve me. They say it's because I'm family, but I think that they consider me a suspect. The investigation has stalled, but for the sake of my family, I will continue the investigation on my own. You may lower the book now, because I am done. Do it. Do it. There you go. Good job. Blinding. Shards of glass and eye. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with my playthrough of this now that I've completed it. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously, because, well, you haven't seen it yet at this point, presumably, unless you watched it in reverse. In which case, why would you do that? It's not like a stuffed crust pizza, Speaking of which, we had that last weekend. It was delightful. From Pizza Hut. Stuffed crust pepperoni lovers. Oh, delightful. Hello, nurse. Have you forgotten something? Okay, so here's a point that I commented on at the time. Was the fact that, she's got the missing persons poster right there of herself. And then... But she's gone. She's just gone now. The nurse, from this point on in the game, she's just not there anymore. And I found that to be so unnerving. It actually made me feel very unsafe, this sanctuary is supposed to give you a feeling of, like it's a safe haven, But then when she leaves and she's gone, oh, it's just a terrible feeling. You'll probably hear me mention that in one of the other videos after this one. But yeah, it's so unnerving, I guess is the best word. I don't know. And yeah, there's a newspaper on the ground. Good job, you. Mental hospital case sealed. Good. Wrapped up. But then it said there was a nurse missing. I guess that's Tatiana. Yeah, I would love to know the backstory of some of the characters that he's, interacting with. Some of them we do, but... Check the map. It's coming together nicely. And yes, Sebastian, you do have a key that you can use. Still full on flash bolts. Yeah, it's a good choice. Good job. I think that's a fairly hefty one. Oh, 15,000. That's what I would call a hefty jar of green jello. See that, folks? There's two, That's right. Load up the mag... No, that's right. I have to do an upgrade still. Goodness me. Yeah, this is kind of nice. I've already done the gameplay. The hard part's over. Now I just have to ramble on to you guys. Let me know what you think of this actual style of doing it post-commentary. I don't understand how he's comfortable with that on his head. Though, I mean, he's done it enough times at this point, he's probably used to it, right? Idiot. Folks, we were at the Calgary Comic Expo. I don't know if I mentioned that in the videos. A couple weeks ago in Calgary, Alberta. And I got to meet... Yeah, it was very brief, but I got to kind of interact with a couple of actors there, which was kind of nice. Like I mentioned on an earlier video that I got to meet Mark Meer, the voice of Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect series, which is pretty great. I'm just going to hold this microphone. Also, we got to meet Mark Pellegrino, who plays Lucifer on Supernatural. He's also Jacob on a few episodes of Lost, which was pretty great. We also got to meet Matt Ryan, who, for Assassin's Creed fans, he's the voice of Edward Kenway in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, but he also plays John Constantine in the series Constantine. And we also, it was a team-up with him and Harold Perrineau, who is also from Constantine, and he was also on Lost, which is pretty great. So we had my fiance and I had a nice team-up photo with them. Next up in the day was Gwendolyn Christie, who plays Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones. We got to meet her for a photo op, which was pretty fantastic. Really nice lady. She's like the sweetest lady. You wouldn't expect that from the show, but she was very sweet. And yeah, so we got to have... I'm actually the same height as her, I learned as well. You know, she's huge on the show, but yeah, we are equal height, her and I. And then our last photo op of the day was with David Morrissey and Scott Wilson, who play the Governor and Herschel, respectively, on The Walking Dead. So that one I was very excited for. I'm a Walking Dead fan. There was a few points in the series where it kind of falters, gets a bit boring, but I always loved Herschel, and I really loved the Governor as a character. Which is odd, because I did not like him much in the comic myself. I just thought he was a sleazy bastard. You know, he was terrible. But in the show, with the casting, oh, I absolutely loved him. He was great. So yeah, we got to meet them. Really, really great guys. Really nice people. I mean, again, the time that I have with them is very brief, but oh, it was amazing though. Such nice people. And then actually, even on top of that, when we were in line, because there's a lot of standing in line for the photo ops. When we were standing in line, security kind of had to clear away right in front of us because that's where guests come through, like the media guests come through for their photo ops. And who comes like right in front of us to cut through? But the lady who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead. We weren't in a photo op line for her, but she just cut right in through. She smiled at us, so we didn't say anything because we were too starstruck. But it was just like, my God, you're Michonne. Yeah, it was pretty great. So it was a really nice mix of of shows that we both love. You know, it started with Lost and Supernatural, then I went to Constantine, Game of Thrones, and The Walking Dead. It's just, it's quite a variety, right? I was really hoping, because they kind of announce guests, you know, like every week as you get closer to the expo. I was really hoping for some Twin Peaks representation, but it didn't work out. I would have loved to meet like Kyle MacLachlan, you know, who plays Agent Dale Cooper. That'd have been amazing. Yeah, last year we went because Bruce Campbell was there. That guy's my hero. So we got to go. I got to meet him, just hang out with him for a few minutes at the photo op, which is great. I love Bruce Campbell. I've loved Bruce Campbell for years and years, since I was in high school, for God's sake. Probably even sooner than that. Yeah, it was really cool, because like you go to the photo op area, and sorry, I'm not actually mentioning much about what's going on screen at this moment. I apologize. But I'll continue my story. So when you go to the photo ops at the expo, you're all in line, and like there's these black curtain areas that separate all the lines, and basically like you can see the people that are in line ahead of you for the guest to have the photo, and yeah, so like you can see, like I said, probably like 4 people ahead of you. You can see them get their picture done and then move ahead. So you kind of like. It's exciting because you can see what's happening. But then what Bruce Campbell insisted on was that every time someone gets a photo, that the curtain is shut. So then everybody gets their own moment, like just with Bruce. You know, like nobody watches you get your photo taken. You know, I guess you don't have to be nervous that way. It's just you, and it's Bruce Campbell, and he directs you, tells you exactly what to do for the photo. It's really, really cool. It was really great. I thought that was really classy of him. Also, at the same time, his line was so long for photo ops that they had to cut the line short. This was on Saturday. So then he came in early on Sunday so he could just to make sure that he would be able to get photos with all the people that didn't get their photo ops the first day, and they also covered all the people that had the photo ops for Sunday. So he made it happen so everybody got their chance with him. He is such a classy guy. Bruce Campbell, legend. And then during the actual photo op, like our photo op with him, we kind of go in there, and I'm too starstruck to actually say anything. I'm just like, hi, Bruce. It's an honor. And he's like, all right, you stand there. Because it was my fiance and I. He's like, you stand there, look at the camera, and look cool. And I'm like, Bruce, I've never looked cool in my entire life. And then they took the photo, and he's like, well, you faked it good. And I'm just like, you're Bruce Campbell, and we're joking around. And then we go to walk away, and he's like, shop smart. And I'm like, oh, God, he just used a line from one of his movies at me. I was in a daze after that. It was a really amazing feeling. It was just an amazing point. Bruce Campbell. I'm geeking out about it again just because it was such a cool day. And then, so we had one photo op with Bruce last year, and we had one photo op with Giancarlo Esposito, who you might know as Gus Fring on Breaking Bad. I'm sorry to keep name dropping like this. I'm just telling you what's interesting because I don't really get a chance to do that when I'm gaming because I'm dealing with the situation at hand. Speaking of which, we're still in the sewers. There's still some goop there, and we're gonna squeeze through this and hopefully not get crushed to death. Spoiler: we don't. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this portion of the game, the sewer level, just because I feel like sewer levels in games are fairly overdone, I can think of a lot of games that actually do have them. Oop, jeez. Watch that, Sebastian. There you go. Good job. The one that springs to mind right away, Silent Hill 3 has a sewer level, I'm pretty sure. I know Silent Hill Homecoming does, which I actually think that might be one of the games that I record next. I have this big list of games that I would love to play for you guys, and I'm actually going to be switching back to my 360 to do a bunch of games on that for you. The ones that I'm hoping to do at some point are Condemned: Criminal Origins. I've never played that, so I'm going to do a blind run of that. It was a launch title, I think, for the Xbox 360. So I'd really love to play that for you guys and get to show you my real reaction to things that I'm told it's like one of the creepiest, like, it's always on lists of, like, scariest games, you know? So I really do want to play that. Also, I should have tried to get to it once at that point. Bloody hell. I also have The Darkness, which is that first-person shooter. I don't actually know much about it, because I've also never played that. But I have that, you know, in queue of things to play. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, so that's another one. I've also got, well, I do want to play Dead Rising 2, because I played Dead Rising 1 for you guys, and the prologue of Dead Rising 2, but that was a while ago, so I actually want to play the full game. Because I do eventually want to play Dead Rising 3 for you guys as well, you know, get the whole trilogy. And also, like I said, I do want to play some more Silent Hill. I want to play Silent Hill Homecoming. It's a game that, it got a lot of flack. A lot of people didn't like the turn for the series that it took. I guess that was the first Western-developed Silent Hill game, I think. But I mean, I didn't hate it. It took a little too much from the film. Like a lot of inspiration from the film. I don't know. It was an okay game, though. I didn't hate it. I played it a few times. Got all the achievements. I also really love to play Silent Hill Downpour for you guys. I absolutely loved Silent Hill Downpour. I thought that was a great game. That's the most recent one. After that whole debacle with Hideo Kojima leaving Konami, and then they're not going to make Silent Hills anymore. Speaking of Silent Hills, I do still have the PT demo on my PlayStation 4. Apparently you cannot download that anymore after it was removed. After, again, the whole Konami Kojima situation. But I do still have that, so I could make a series of that. There you go. Good job, buddy. Yeah, so I could play that as a series. It's short. I mean, it's not a very long game, and when it first came out, before I had a PlayStation 4, I watched like a lot of my favorite YouTubers play it. Like I watched the Rad Brad play it. I watched Markiplier play it. Probably Angry Joe as well. I watched him do it. I think I watched the Achievement Hunter guys as well. I think played it. I watched a lot of people play it. But I would still play it. I mean, it's still a tremendously creepy game. Like, it's just so well done. But I wouldn't mind just giving it a go. But it's so creepy. Like, it's... Oh, even just watching it, it was still, like, gave me chills. Like, it stressed me the hell out. So I could play that. I do actually want to play L.A. Noire as well. I mean, that's different than, you know... I've been playing a lot of horror games recently. But I think L.A. Noire would be fun. I've just been watching a lot of... Mad Men recently. It just makes me want to play L.A. Noire. Because the fellow that is the star of L.A. Noire is a character on Mad Men. Same actor. And there's actually a lot of Mad Men actors that show up in L.A. Noire, which is pretty great. So I'd kind of like to just go back and see them all, and we might as well play it together, right? I think we might be getting close to the end of this. Oh, we might still have about 10 minutes still. So let's keep going. Yeah, so apologies that I'm not really commenting on what's happening on screen at the moment, but I don't know. Like I said, normally if I'm commentating, I'm just reacting. You know, I'm just going by what's happening on screen at the time. So this just kind of lets me rant a bit. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Excuse me for a moment. There we go. So yeah, this is the first time this has ever happened. I've never had to do post-commentary before. Normally I'm not an idiot and I remember to actually save my commentary, but this time, I don't know if I was just groggy, who knows, it was pretty early in the day. But I just didn't save my Audacity file. I realized that during the recording of my next video, I think, but as far as I can remember, I didn't comment on the fact that I'm an idiot at the time, so should be fine. Oh, and of course the nurse is still gone. That's terribly unsettling. Like I said, it was that point, and there was also when Ruvik was in here at the start of Chapter 9 that it just makes you feel uneasy. When your home base has been... And there's something that happened with the keys as well. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I feel like I collected them all. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I don't want to give away things that haven't actually happened yet in the videos. Yeah, but I'm a huge fan of this game, though. I played it a bunch. Chapter 14, I'm not the biggest fan of, the one that I'm actually commentating over right now. I mean, it's still good, but I don't know. I found it to be one of the weaker chapters in the game. I think the rest of them are pretty good, though. I mean, it has a nice variety. You know, sometimes it's really action-heavy, sometimes it's really stealthy. The atmosphere is fantastic. The sound design is just tremendous. Like, one of the best, I think. Again, that's just my opinion. I'm sure some people will be like, this is not the best. Don't be ridiculous. You know what? I think I might have just realized...
Shit, this is dead.
Now that I'm thinking of this, there might be a key that I actually forgot in this area. I'll point it out when I realize that. It's just occurring to me that I might have actually missed it. Because I feel like I got all the keys. No, that's not true. I have one key. Oh, no, I can't spoil it. But still, I feel like I did something wrong.
What am I, an electrician?
It's okay, Sebastian. Just turn the crank. What could possibly go wrong just turning a crank? Whoops! That's right, it's the giant, slithery, creepy monster that you shot in the face earlier, and is probably pretty angry about it. At least I would be, if I survived it. Ah, coffee. Damn fine coffee, folks. Alright. Oh, yep. Oh, I hate the way that thing moves. It's so slithery. Ugh. So this is a boss battle, folks. Stay cool. And shoot it with the Magnum. Kill it with bullets. There you go. Yeah, this guy goes down really easy. See, he's dead. That's it. His little slug friends come after me. They explode. On Akumu difficulty, even those little slugs do kill you in one hit, which is fairly irritating. Here's the Rubik transit system of a million little red dots. Does he drop gel? He's got to drop gel. Ah, of course he does. There we go. Perfect. And I don't believe there's anything else down in that area. Yeah, I mean, he's a cool boss design, I guess, but he's not... Again, it's not one of my favorite parts of the game. Still love the game, though. Oh, love it. I think as far as my favorite games of 2014, it was this, number one, and then really shortly after it was Shadow of Mordor. I loved that game. That was so... Actually, I still have some DLC to play for that now that I mentioned that. There's two DLCs. There's the Lord of the Hunt and there's the Bright Lord, I think is what they're both called. I forgot I had those. That's a fantastic game. If you don't have a chance... See, right there. See where that electricity is? There might be another statue over there, but I can't recall. Yeah, but if you get a chance, play Shadow of Mordor. That game is fantastic. You know what else was a great game, which I think I should also play? Which actually the studio shut down, like, it was almost like a month after the game launched, but it was Murdered, Sole Suspect. Really enjoyed that game. I 100%ed it. Got all the achievements. I do tend to collect achievements. Unless I suck at it, like Shovel Knight. Oh, I'm being annihilated in Shovel Knight. There's no way I'm going to be able to 100% that game. But yeah, Murdered Sole Suspect was a great game. And I should play that too. There's so many games I should play for the series, you know? But when is there enough time, am I right? Okay, I think we're out of the sewers now. That's lucky. It's weird, he's doing all the things I'm just like, I would probably check the floor before you leave, and then he does it, because it's me! Weird. Right now I'm looking for another statue. Which should be just around the corner. Yeah, I don't know if there's another, if there's another key to get or not. I don't really recall. Looking for the statue, and there it is. Good job. I'm trying to think of other games from 2014. Like I said, this, Shadow of Mordor, Murdered Soul Suspect. One game I was surprised at how little I enjoyed it, because I was pretty excited for it, was Sunset Overdrive. I mean, it's a great game. The design is really great, but I found the character customization to be pretty lacking. And, I don't know. I didn't love it. I did not love that game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with it, but it's not a game that I would pursue to 100% complete. You know, I'm not out to, when it comes to achievements, like, I don't play games for the achievements, and I'm not going to try to 100% every single game. If it's a game I really love, case in point, The Evil Within, then I will play it multiple times to get all the achievements because I really, really love it. Same with, like, Silent Hill Downpour is a recent one, Resident Evil 4. You know, I love 100%ing those games because I love spending time in those games, you know? But if it's something like Sunset Overdrive, I'm not going to go back. I probably won't even play it again. It's fine. I don't care if I don't get all the achievements in it. Because I know a lot of people, like, don't play games, you know, they only play games for achievements. And I mean, to each their own, but I don't think I could ever judge my games on that myself. But again, that's just me. Run, Sebastian. Sorry, that was actually a really cool moment that I've just been rambling about achievements over. Rubik knows we're coming, though. That's a cool little transition. Now we're in the hospital hallway. I love this game. We might be getting close to the end, I think, of this video. Coffee break.
You published my research in your name again.
Oh, this is a pretty important point in the story.
You have no credentials. You'd never appear in a reputable journal otherwise. Nobody in the world knows you even exist.
Oh, but they will know. I have surpassed you in every way you can imagine. No matter. I have what I need. All that's left is the procedure.
Indeed. That is why we are here.
We?
Oh, he brought suits.
You wouldn't dare. You couldn't complete it without me.
Precisely.
And you'll see more of that in the future. I promise you. And then, of course, there's the gigantic slimy brain. And then we get to deal with these ruffians again. Look at them. Bastards. What was the other game I was going to talk about? Oh, there's a game called Forgotten Memories. I haven't played it yet. It just came out a few weeks ago, just on iOS, actually. And Guy Seehee, the fellow who does the voice of James Sunderland in Silent Hill 2, he's actually voicing one of the characters in it. And I'd love to play it, but I don't... It's a survival horror game. I don't really want to play it on a handheld device, you know? I just don't think I'd be able to immerse myself in it as much as I could, you know, on a console with headphones on. I could still wear headphones for the other one, I guess. I know one of the consoles that's planning to come out on is actually the Wii U, which I think is great. The Wii U needs more titles like that, you know? I'm a huge Nintendo fan, by the way. I don't play much of it on my channel. The first series I ever made on this channel was The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Look at that, folks, we're done! I think that's going to about do it. So, thank you very much for joining me, folks, and listening to me ramble on. I will see you guys in the next episode of Let's Play The Evil Within, where the commentary will be proper again. Alright, thanks very much for joining me, folks. Take care!